Hey guys! I don't know if you guys know this, but I am a huge TV watcher in addition to being a bookaholic, so I thought it'd be really fun to combine those two things and do the Netflix and Books book tag. I will leave a link below to the original tag video if you want to see what it was, or just give that person credit. And let's get started with the tag, because I'm excited. I got some really good TV shows and books picked out. For unlikable characters, I'm going to have to go with Downton Abbey for the TV show, because I only watched the first 3 episodes, but I hated the main character and several other characters as well, and I didn't want to put myself through that. For the book, I'm going to have to go with The Heir by Kiera Cass, because the main character was awful, and while she had some character development in the first book, I'm still not that inclined to read the second book, because yes, I've heard it gets better, but she left a negative impression on me. For your ship that sank or didn't happen, I'm gonna have to go with Reign, because season 2, I really shipped Mary and Conde. I don't know what it was about Conde, but I saw his face and I was enamored, and you can't just turn that off. Like, I know she was married and I had a guilt trip about it the entire season, but man, he was beautiful. For the book, I'm gonna have to go with The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer, because like I already said, there was the ship that apparently was only in my head because Meyer did not even seem to be aware of it and its potential, but it would have made the book 100 million times better, and that book was already amazing. So Meyer, you went wrong there. Sorry, but you went wrong. Best cast of characters and friendships. For the TV show, I'm gonna have to go with Jane the Virgin, because first of all, the entire group of actors and actresses are amazing, and they have such great friendship and companionship. If you look at their social media, they're just so cute, and also their characters on the show are also super great and played super well and have really complicated but beautiful relationships, and I love it all. For the book, I'm gonna have to go with A Court of Mist and Fury, or ACOMAF by Sarah J Maas, because hello, Rhysand and his friends and the entire Night Court, and oh my goodness, goals. Guys, they're hashtag goals. Look, I wrote it. Hashtag goals. Hate that you love or guilty pleasure. For the TV show, I think I'm going to have to go with Good Morning Call. I randomly started it on Netflix, and while I still haven't finished, it's one of those guilty pleasures. It's like one of those manga that you read where the guy doesn't even realize that the girl exists, and the girl is just super shy and innocent, and then they're thrown together, and he's super protective, but he won't admit his feelings, and blah blah blah, and yes, it's that cliche, and while I don't love that I love it, I do love it. For the book, this one I'm going to have to go with 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James, because it blah 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 blah. When I tell people I've read it, they don't even believe me. That's how bad it is. Long series you loved. For the TV show, definitely Doctor Who. 10th Doctor all the way, but also I've loved everyone I've watched from 9 to 12, with 11 actually being my least favorite, surprisingly. And for book, of course, I'm gonna have to go with Harry Potter, the whole Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, because it's a classic and it's beautiful and it's super long, and I need it to be longer, but it's not longer, and it's so beautiful. Did I say that? Did I say that? I love it. I love it. And if you haven't read it yet, go. Pause this video and go. Read the entire 7-book series and then come back here later. That's an order. For all the feels, the TV show is definitely the originals. I have a feeling that may actually be my favorite TV show of all time because of all the drama and Klaus and what happened in the last season. For the book, I'm going to go with A Throne of Glass, the entire series by Sarah J Maas, because I already used the ACOTAR series. But let me just say that Sarah J Maas writes so well. Her plots are super great, her characters are amazing. There's literally nothing wrong with her works. She's just so perfect, man. Bad ending, definitely Veronica Mars for the TV show, because it didn't even get an ending. It just got canceled and nobody knew that was gonna happen, and that was just awful. While I do appreciate that they have 2 books continuing it, I didn't really like the first one and don't know if I'm gonna read the second one, although I have heard there's more Logan in it, but I did like the movie. I definitely liked the movie. For the book, I'm going to go with Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. A lot of you probably know what the ending is, but if you don't, I won't spoil it. But I was a shipper of Will, and not that they didn't get their happily ever after, but if you read the book, you know what I'm talking about. Favorite paranormal or fantasy? I'm gonna go with Buffy the Vampire Slayer on this one, because it beats the heck out of the Vampire Diaries. No matter how good the Vampire Diaries is, it beats it. And for the TV show, I'm gonna go with Twilight by Stephenie Meyer, because again, it's kind of the classic, kind of the first actual real YA paranormal that I read, and even though I don't love it as much as I may have. Like, I do love the plot and everything, but I wouldn't go back and read the story now, but I love it. I can't deny it. I do love the series. And I really, really do. That whole trope that is Edward's character, it's kind of my thing. Left you wanting more. For the TV show, that would definitely be Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, because while the series hasn't officially been canceled or ended or anything, there's so much potential for more, and I just have no idea when they're gonna film the new season, if there will be a new season. For the book, it's The Long Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, because it's kind of in the same place as the TV show, where it's officially not done, but I don't know if there's enough support yet for the author to write another book, or for the publisher to buy that book, so I don't know, we'll see, but it's a really great series if you haven't read it, and you definitely should, and support the author. Series that should have ended earlier. For the TV show, that is definitely Once Upon a Time. It got boring by maybe the 4th or 5th season, and everything I feel like is just dragging now, and I really don't want to watch it, and actually haven't watched like the last 1.5 seasons. I don't recall the name of the series, but the first book is One for the Money by Janet Ivanovich, and I don't even know, it's probably on its like 20-something book right now, and I don't know, I stopped at around 14 or something, but I did read them all in the same week, so it was good. Series that should have a spin-off. I went with the original Girl Meets World for this, because while I did not watch Boy Meets World, I've been watching Girl Meets World randomly, not like loyally, but like every time it's on Disney Channel and I'm just there, I don't change the channel, and it's really cute. I don't recognize anyone from the old show because I didn't watch it, but I just, you know when they're bringing in people from the old show and just like doing things that reflect back on that, and it's just really cool, and the writers of that show are really amazing, and the cast is really cute. For the book, I'm gonna go with A Girl of Fire and Thorns by Rae Carson. I'm very over the series right now, but at the time when I finished it, I had this whole spin-off series planned, and who the love interest would be, and more or less what the plot would be, and I was a stupid little girl, so I kind of emailed the author and told her that this would be a great spin-off and laid out everything for her, and I never got a reply, so that will definitely go down as one of the most embarrassing things I've done in my entire life. For set in a different time period, I'm going to have to go with Agent Carter, because of the ones set in a different time period, I love the 1900s, and the whole feminism in Agent Carter is super amazing and super pointed out, and it's great and just super great, and I love that she is like not a superhero in terms of like having powers, but just intelligence and wiles and everything, and it's just so great. Just so nice to see that in a TV show. And while I wish there were more than 2 seasons, I understand why it got canceled after the 2nd season, because honestly, while the 2nd season started out super great, it didn't end that well. For the book, I'm going to go with Silent in the Grave by Deanna Raybourn. I know I've mentioned this book a lot, but it deserves it because of all the historical romance mysteries I've read. It's probably the best of them all. For Couldn't Stop Watching / reading, the TV show is definitely The Vampire Diaries, because every time I go back to it, no matter how bored I think I am with it, if I start the beginning of the season, I will end up on the end very quickly, because it is just impossible to stop binge watching that. It is a need to binge watch show. If you don't have time to binge all 7 seasons, do not watch it, because even if the plot does not seem as great as it did before, there's always a cliffhanger, there's always something to make you need to watch the next episode, and I really appreciate that in the series, because I feel like not enough of them do that anymore. For the book, it's definitely A Bollywood Affair by Sonali Dev, because I started that very late, probably like 3 a.m. or something, and I was really exhausted and I wanted to sleep, but I just could not stop. I just had to keep turning the pages and I had to see what happened, and it was like 6 in the morning or something, and I finished and I was like, wow, I'm like dead, but also that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I was crying in bed like a baby, but it was worth it. Made you laugh out loud. Obviously for the TV show for this one, it's Parks and Rec, because there's literally no way you cannot walk out of an episode laughing / dying. For the book, I'm gonna go with The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, because it's really hyped up right now, and I read it before the hype, but even then, while I didn't love it as much as everyone else, I can't deny sitting in my papasan and just dying the entire time. It was just so ridiculous and over the top, but it was a really enjoyable read. For favorite book boyfriend, I'm gonna go with Miranda for the TV show, because Tom Ellis plays the love interest on that show, and I really enjoy not only that show but also the romance in it, and it was just really good, and I highly recommend it. It's a British sitcom / comedy thing. Honestly, don't know the difference between those two, but it's really good and so entertaining. And people say you need to know British humor to get it, but no you don't, because I don't, and it was so freaking good. You need it, you want it, you want it. I'll just put like a few gifs on the page, maybe somewhere, everywhere, because it's so good and you need to watch it. It's way better than any like comedy. Well, okay, maybe not Parks and Rec, because, well, they're totally different. You can't compare, but it's so good and you will not regret watching it. And if you do, I'm sorry, but then your taste is not as amazing as it should be. Finally, for favorite villain, I'm gonna go with Sherlock because Moriarty is bae. I love him so much. Favorite villain in the entire universe, and if he does not come back in season 4, I will cry. For the book, I'm gonna have to go with A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab because I can't actually think of any specific villain that I love, because when they turn into the love interest, they're more of a hero than a villain, so I guess I'm just gonna have to go with Holland for that because he's definitely one of the more interesting villains that I've seen. So that was the Netflix and Books book tag. I hope you enjoyed that. As always, feel free to tag yourself or consider yourself tagged by me, and please link me to your tag because I'd love to watch it and share in all the TV show and book drama. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos and leave a thumbs up to this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys!